before the heaven and the earth came to existence, what was I? Before the heaven and the earth came to existence, what was I? Before the heaven and the earth came to existence, what was I? Dharma's friends and practitioners, we practice meditation every day, and we always respectfully the triple truth, that the right view follow to the right Dharma. Even we don't criticize the triple truth, but in our practice, every day we ask questions, raising down, continue ask questions clearly to maintain down, and doubt lead the practitioner to achieve the enlightenment. The triple truth always lead us to the nature triple truth. The Buddha triple truth. Two explanation, so many ways, many skillful men help the practitioner, help the sent being get strong belief in his own mind, step by step. In our practice, that the complete, like the direct practice method, the Buddha provide, and we have the good chance, the good merit, receive the Dharma, the right Dharma. So every day we remind each other, encourage each other, always practice. Just only practice, ask questions clearly, raising down, continue to ask questions, maintain down, will lead to freedom from samsara. So keep that good chance with mind. Practice all the time. Never give up.
Dear all monks, all nuns, and all practitioners, a Buddhist followers, a true Buddhist followers, we can say the Buddha's disciple. They always respect the triple truths. They always pay attention to the triple truths. So we want to have the mindset of respectful to the Buddha, triple truths. So the true Buddhist followers, they pay respect to the triple truth at all times. And they give, And they always give praise to the triple Jews by a different type of praise. The patriarchs always set up schedules, time, so the Buddhist followers can follow to pay respect, so that we have for us to rely on the Buddha to the triple Jews. If we don't have the right view, right belief, then we more likely to be superstitious to the triple Jews. So the Buddha said, if you believe in me and if you don't understand me, then that is like slander the triple Jew, the Buddha. So for the true Buddhist followers, we have the mindset, we practice right, have the praise by saying how joyful it is that we can encounter the triple Jews. So for the Zen practitioners, how do we do this? How do we pay respect to the triple Jews? How do we... So if we just, if you keep the practice going by going back to the triple Jews, the nature of triple Jews, and this is already been praising or produce praises to the triple Jews. So the true followers, the true Buddhist followers, they have the faith that cannot be broken. They cannot be affected by anything else, by any other faith, by any other. They cannot be separated from the triple Jews. So this is considered to be the belief that it cannot be broken. Otherwise, we're going to be more likely attached to profit and fame, and then we so in the past, the 27th patriarchs, the patriarch said, some people told him, how come you live in the monastery and you don't perform ceremony, you don't try to recite the sutras? And he said, I never let go of the sutra. So if we have the right view, right faith, then we understand what he meant. So for the patriarchs, they believe in the triple Jew. They cannot be separated. So for us as a practitioners, we always try to maintain the practice to break all the attachment. So from the reminding of the patriarchs or good advisors, so that we can keep the practice going always. So now anyone who has any questions, you can bring up. Namo Sakamuni Buddha. We invite Eng to speak, our brother to speak. Namo Sakamuni Buddha, dear Master and everyone. So after the Master explanation, so for be respectful to the triple source. It's not different from our practice. So you keep reminding us we must maintain the practice at any circumstances. We need to practice in a way that we don't produce outflow, so that we don't get attached to subject and object. But sometimes we don't understand, and so is it when we don't attach to object, is it we don't dwell or attach to anything? So in the monastery, we have the two forms, the walking meditation and the sitting meditation. And this is the training, the practice at the beginning. So these two forms, walking meditation and sitting meditation, in a way we practice so that we're not attached to anything else. But if we sit and or walk and we like it, and that's the thought of attachment. So when we if we produce the thought of inflow, the inflow thought, then we have chances to get enlightened. So for us as a practitioners, we still try to practice in these two forms. And some people they like to sit, and they like to sit, but they don't like to walk, and they lose the practice not sitting. So some people in the opposite way, they like to do the walking, not the sitting. But there are many different forms, different other activities like eating and etc. But we just apply just to these two forms, these two, just sitting and walking. This is not enough. So you keep reminding us we need to keep the practice going at all times, but don't dwell or do not attach to any forms, any. So if we can do it this way, then we have a chance to have the flavor of the meditation. So can you explain a little bit further? Is it when we produce inflow, the thought of inflow, is this not dwelling or attaching to anything, any appearance, any forms? So can you explain this a little bit further for us? Thank you. In reality, for the practice, we emphasize on the practice. On the practice, it's very simple. We just ask a question. Ask the question clearly. Ask the question. Always ask the question. Do not forget to ask. Don't allow gaps in between the practice. But not try to subdue, not try to tie yourself down. But this is but if we practice in a way to have the seeking thought, the thought of seeking, then it's more likely to become the practice become the object. Oh, so when we're talking about inflow or outflow, or we're talking about attached to forms, attached to fame. So when we are talking this way, we mentioning this way to remind everyone that we need to go back to the practice. So some people, sometimes we produce outflow thoughts all the time, but we think that we stay with the inflow thought. So sometimes we produce thoughts like we dwell on a serene state. We want to get to the Buddhahood. This is the thought of attaining, thought of seeking. To help us to go back to the practice, if we attach the outside, then the Buddha said, not outside, then we attach to the inside. So if we attach to daylight, then the Buddha said, not daylight. So daylight, nighttime, high, low, non-existent, existent, or form. So when we say we're talking about emptiness is form, form is emptiness, then this is the meaning of non-duality. This is the meaning of prajna. If we have the practice going, maintain the practice, we let go of all this. If we attach to emptiness, that is still attachment. So if we give rise to the contemplation of prajna, but all this is just the written text, skillful means. We're talking about doubt. It doesn't have the appearance of doubt. It doesn't have a form, a state of doubt. We don't create the doubt in our mind. If we establish this knowledge and view, this is considered ignorance. This is just a reminding to help us so that we can get to the state of not dwelling anyway. So that's why we're talking about the practice by using the prajna, contemplation prajna. So for ordinary beings, because of the habits of differentiation, it's very thick, very heavy. Or self-attachment is like a great mountain. Like Dusi, the name of the mountain is Dusi, which is a great, big mountain. If there's no tributaries, then there's no proper, no right Dharma. So when we're talking about Sangha, we're talking about assembly, the assembly practice in harmony. The Sangha is not just a monk or not a nun. Talking about Sangha is a group of people brought forth the mind to practice, to liberate, to get enlightenment. So lay people, men, women, monks, nuns, we practice as a group, and that is a Sangha. So for the right Dharma, this right Dharma will lead us to enlightenment. Due to the ignorance and self-attachment, we keep going after the fame and appearance, fame and form. If we attach to form, then we or formless, existent or non-existent, and then we still in the duality. So we're talking about believing our own mind and the practice. practice and believe in our own mind, this two has to go hand in hand, coexistent. So these two, we have to have these two. Lack of one, we cannot be successful in our practice. So believe in our own mind and the Tao is necessary for a Zen practitioner. This is the skillful means for this practice. So like in the time when Zhongfeng Zen Master said, bright eyes, wisdom, and then clearly understanding the theory and the strong will. So all the explanation, all the meaning of the Buddha's teaching try to teach us not to dwell on it anywhere, not attached to anything. So this will lead us to the state of enlightenment. Do you understand what I try to explain? Yes, I do. Thank you. We invite Pháp Tuệ to speak. Namo Sakyamuni Buddha, dear Master, all monks, all nuns, and all practitioners. The last few days I have thoughts from the patriarchs. Small Tao, small enlightenment. Great Tao lead to great enlightenment. No Tao, no enlightenment. And then when I heard this, all of a sudden I felt, we're talking about small enlightenment. Is this Tao the right Tao? Or is it true doubt? So last few days I thought maybe it's just the right Tao, not the true Tao yet. But if the right Tao, then it's still in the duality, and this is still, we're still in the state of ignorance. In the past, I felt the right Tao. I feel like this is the right belief. So if we practice in a way, then we get to this, then we're not going to retreat. But lately, I don't feel this way. So can you explain this a little bit further? In reality, when we're talking about great doubt, the great doubt is lead to the true doubt and lead to enlightenment. If we don't have the true doubt, we'll not be able to get enlightened. Like the three stages, the first, the second, and the third. The first stage is more like small doubt. And the middle one, and the last one is the great doubt. Great doubt, great enlightenment. We need to get to the true doubt to get enlightened. Master like what said, he gave an example. Because we like flavor, we want to taste what the practice is. And our mind, our six consciousness keep differentiate. And the preachers just try to give out the skillful means. So sometimes we get to the just a small enlightenment, and we think that we get to the great enlightenment. And then this will lead us to the attachment of the Dharma. So just like arhats, they attach to the Dharma and they think that it's sufficient. They think that they're already complete. They don't need to practice or study anything else. So at this stage, we need the person who already got enlightened to verify. So Master Lakwa give example like a mouse try to bite into the create a hole and try to make the hole big enough so that it can get out. So that is just like the great enlightenment. Shinto is the meaning of Shinto is the ox horn or the horn of the buffalo. The mouse tried to create or make a hole and get out of the horn. So that's the example from Master likewise Zen Master. When we're talking about small enlightenment or great enlightenment, three doors. There's two lineage talking about these three doors. So there's two Zen Master, Hương Nghiêm and Quy Sơn. So there's a verse from these two great Zen Master. The verse talking about last year, so poor, there's nothing to plant. But this year, so the verse when Hương Nghiêm wrote this poem, this verse, Sơ Ngôn Ngữ Sơn said, no, you're not enlightened yet. But Tathagata in the indirect method, they consider you to be enlightened, but in the Pacha Zen, you're not yet. And then he came up with another verse. And then the Ngư Sơn said, oh, now you got enlightened. So from the Buddha's time, he mentioned about prajna. During the six patriarchs, when he heard one sentence not dwelling anywhere, he got enlightened because he's already got the prajna. He's still. But for us, we keep reading the Dharma Sutra a lot of times, but we don't get enlightened. So the patriarchs came up with this in a way like give rise to a Tao, and the Tao is actually prajna, and this is a skillful mean of. So the true Tao, when we get into this state, we don't know that we haven't Tao, the true Tao.
thì nó sẽ đi đến khai tiểu ngộ, mà có công phu, có sự tu tập thì sẽ được khai ngộ.
If we have the practice, keep the practice going. If we don't have the doubt, we never get enlightened. Have doubt.
Con rõ, thành kính tri ân sư phụ.